It's the first nuclear-powered attack submarine that we've launched for about 17 years, and so therefore it's a huge step for us. In terms of new capabilities, she's a much bigger submarine, approximately 50% bigger than the previous Trafalgar class, which means, of course, she carries a massive increase in payload in terms of weapons. In terms of the sensor fit, it's more advanced than previous classes, and in terms of the propulsion, although the propulsion itself is not particularly different, there will be some big improvements all along in the engineering department. There are significant challenges with a boat of this size, but I don't foresee any specific challenges with the additional size over and above the Trafalgar class submarine. Yes, she is about 2,000 tons in displacement greater, but of course she's about half the size of a Vanguard class submarine, so we are very used to operating submarines of this size. The challenge is actually in operating the new technology and the innovative techniques that may be required with some of that technology. Nuclear submarines quite clearly operate at the very highest end of the war-fighting capability of the armed forces, and therefore it's the areas where perhaps at the beginning of a conflict, intelligence gathering, a submarine is optimised for that. She's also, of course, capable of carrying the Tomahawk cruise missile, which can be used at any stage of a conflict, right at the beginning in the sort of coercion and the deterrence bit where we would just be posturing, but equally incredibly powerful if called upon to use the system. It's a missile that can travel 1,000 miles basically, and then using probably in support of the maritime task groups, the amphibious and the carrier battle groups that the Navy operates, we would be in support of them, and of course acting independently as part of the key cornerstone of defence policy, which is expeditionary warfare. It's a massive privilege to command her. When I took over, say, a month ago, she was almost ready as she is today, but there's still a massive amount to do before we can actually take her to sea. The first of class has always been an aspiration. I commanded HMS Pilot a few years ago, and I thought at the time that was the greatest honour I could have had, but actually looking behind me now at this, it's an incredible thought that we'll be taking this boat to sea. When I get to sea, the scheme of complement out of the 98, which is about 17 or so less than the Trafalgar class boat, but actually in terms of my ship's company, I will have about 140 people on the books at any one time. So various advances made with some of the engineering, which allows us to have less people required for maintenance, and up front less people required certainly in the weapons storage compartment, and a general genuine attempt to drive down the manpower of the submarine. We don't actually go to sea, however, for about 8 or 9 months, because between launch and going to sea for the first time on the first part of sea trials, we've still got to do a significant amount of testing and commissioning, as well as the setting to work of the system in the water. We also have to undergo quite a sustained period of sea training with the boat alongside, practicing as if we were at sea, and only then will we be effectively allowed to take the submarine to sea, and that's going to be in the middle of March next year. We then go into a period of about 18 or 19 months of sea trials, although the key date for me will be the commissioning, and the target date for that is the end of August 2008. I would categorise the first bit of sea trials as the engineering part, making sure that the boat actually works, goes as fast as it says it ought to, and can dive as deeply as she says she ought to. And then the second period is the fit for purpose, the ability to fight the submarine, testing the torpedoes, the missiles out on the testing ranges on the eastern seaboard of the United States. We're delighted the company has allowed us all and our families, that's about 500 people taking into account, into the Devonshire Dock Hall on the day to join them, because I think it is fair to say the launch is the company's day, the commissioning is the Navy's day. So yeah, we're delighted we're all going to be there, and afterwards we've got a party arranged in our sort of small little office complex which is just over the way.